Alright guys, we talked about biodiversity today. We talked about species richness and a little bit about habitats and how you want to create a rich habitat for organisms living in a certain area. Now, the one other thing that I want to talk to you guys about is the edge effect. And the edge effect is just simply talking about this area, edge, which is on the edge of any given habitat, why it's called the edge effect. And this is taking into account the space on the edge of, let's say, a forest or grassland or some kind of habitat that is affected by its surroundings. So let's say we had a house over here, okay? So this house might have kids or a dog or cat or something that would go into these woods about this far on a regular basis. Now, there could be another house over here and another house down here, and each of these has its own little factors that get affecting the habitat. So it could be something like runoff from a lawn fertilizer, or it could be plants that the homeowner plants in their garden that spread seeds. So for instance, if dandelions aren't necessarily a part of this forest and the owner has a lawn with many dandelions, those dandelion seeds are going to be spreading in towards the habitat through this depth of the edge. Okay, so this is the part of the habitat, this beige section, that we can reasonably assume is not the true forest or how the true forest should look because of some other plant life or animal life or something that's being affected there. The point of this is that the edge effect is pretty much a constant no matter what size habitat you have. So in order to increase biodiversity, the best way to increase biodiversity in the area is to do what? To have a larger habitat to begin with. The larger the habitat, the smaller percentage of that habitat is affected by the edge effect. So you can see that the percentage here, 30.55% in the large habitat, 43% in the medium, and then up to here 88% of this habitat is affected by edge effects. So what's the point of having a nice housing development and a tiny little pond in the middle? That tiny little pond is not going to have as high diversity as a big lake with some homes around it, as in this larger habitat patch. So the edge effect is one factor that affects the biodiversity of an area. What I would like you to come up with for your homework tonight is give me three other factors and those could be abiotic or biotic. And remember, we defined abiotic as non-living and biotic as living in class, that can affect the species richness or biodiversity in an area. And you should be ready to present these to your lab groups tomorrow to discuss this. We're also going to be taking another look at certain populations and how food webs are affected by biodiversity tomorrow. So make sure that you have your three other factors that affect biodiversity in a given habitat. And you can make any type of habitat you want, if it's a forest, a stream, a desert, pond, whatever. The sky's the limit. I want three factors that affect biodiversity of an area for tomorrow.